Hello everyone, this is Leticia, your witchy dancer from Dancing Crowns, and I am here this week for Tarot Tuesday. This is courtesy from Dancing Crowns for Rock City Pagans page, and I am going to talk about today about the Empress card. We are going to look at 3 different cards like I always do. I'm going to show you the classical Rider-Waite or Waite-Coleman-Smith deck first. This is the Empress, the one that you will see everywhere. In my deck, Secrets of Paradise Tarot, which will be published in February 2023 with Hay House Publishing, is the Goddess. And I'm not the only one that actually changed the Empress for Goddess. There are other decks who also have the Goddess instead of the Empress, and I will explain in a moment. And Bradley Valentine's Archangel Power Tarot, it's going to be the Empress as well with Archangel Gabriel. So those are 3 different cards and 3 different views of the Empress. For the regular card, I will say that this is a very motherly energy. It's like the hen and the mother, the one that protects the little chickens, you know, the little pollitos, as we say in Spanish. It is about fertility. It can show us fertility in a reading. The Empress is actually pregnant in the card, but the baby does not have to be a human baby. If you have a big project that is going to be coming out and you are going to give birth to something new that you're working with, the Empress card can be shown in a reading as the born of that project, as that project is going to take place or take life, you know, be alive. And also I will consider this card to be a card of abundance. In the case of the Goddess, which is the card that I guided my illustrator for creating with the Taino Goddess Atabey, it is abundance because I have here is in a waterfall, you know, Yunque, Puerto Rico, and to me, when you have a body of water that is constantly cleansing and being, you know, in a big amount of water coming down, you know, like a waterfall, that's a sign of abundance, as well as the nature providing with resources. So it is a card that can be showing that you are about to be receiving abundance in your life. It all depends if you work with reverse cards or if you don't work with reverse cards. It can be the opposite. I do not personally work with reverse cards because I think that there are other cards in the deck that will show something the opposite direction of this card, so I don't necessarily work with the cards coming out in reverse way, but there are people who does that. And if you do have an Empress in the reverse position, maybe you're gonna lack of resources in something, or you have to be careful on the abundance side of your life and check about that, what's going on with that. Abundance not necessarily means the same as prosperity. It can be abundance of love, abundance of resources for a specific thing that you are going to be receiving abundance on. Maybe the materials to create something. Like I said, it can be that your project is about to be born and go, you know, life to the world. Also, a crystal that perfectly goes with this is the emerald. And besides the emerald, jade can also be a good crystals to work with the card. You know, I love crystals, so I like to I have some emeralds somewhere, but I forgot to bring it here to the video. But yeah, if you notice, jade and emeralds are prosperity crystals, but also crystal that has to do with abundance. and also crystals that have to do or are connected to the heart chakra. The Empress is someone who is big in love. She loves people, she loves the family, and she loves her children. So that's why I will talk about abundance of love, and not only necessarily about abundance in the material way. So that can be another meaning that the Empress has. I'm going to put my glasses on because I'm about to read something from Raleigh Valentine's card, but before I go in there, if you notice, just like my card, the Goddess, the Empress also has a body of water running through it, and it's, you know, it's like a lot of water, plenty of it, so that's why I consider that symbol of abundance. Also, she's caring about people, and she is always maintaining everything in order, and is like a divine order. So that's why instead of the Empress, because this comes after the High Priestess in the Tarot, and the High Priestess will be the medium between the mundane world and the divine. So the next step to me, and it's even higher than an Empress, is the Goddess. That's why I created the Goddess herself instead of the Empress, because I will say that after the High Priestess, you will reach out directly to the divine, and which we can do. We sometimes need someone to guide us, and that's where the High Priestess is there, and a little bit of the secrecy and the mysterious part of it, but also sometimes we want to be directly in connection with the divine. And even though in the Empress card over here, there is a divine order of things in there. And also there are a lot of Kabbalah symbols in the card, but I'm not going to go in the Kabbalah side because it's very complicated. It is a lot of information. And I will go now into the card from Raleigh Valentine, and I am going to read what his card is saying at the bottom. I'm not going to be interpreting the card on my own right now. I will just read what he is adding at the bottom, because Raleigh Valentine's cards, they all have the message at the bottom. Personally, I like to create it without the message because I like the reader to, first of all, educate yourself or themselves, and make sure that not only you see these videos, but also that you read books, that you can read things about, for example, that Marcus Katz have written, other authors who have done tarot have written. So educate yourself besides watching these videos, because there is a lot more behind these cards. This is just like a introductory information or basic. And the Empress for the Archangel Power Tarot deck is the Archangel Gabriel, number 1, that, like I said at the beginning, and it's about time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. It is a similar energy than the Archangel Ariel, not Gabriel, but in this case we are using Gabriel. He used Gabriel in this card, but this card also has a similar energy as the Archangel Ariel, because Ariel is about manifesting prosperity, money, and part of this card talks about luxurious or abundant resources. So like I said, from the beginning, I think abundance is the keyword for the Empress overall. That's the number 1 keyword that you should be seeing when this card comes to the mat or the table. And motherly, I will say, is the second part, being a mother, and also giving birth to something. Apologize for that. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It is a little bit cold here at the studio right now. So again, abundance, resources, motherhood, giving birth to something or a baby. It can be a baby coming up. I don't like to predict pregnancy or health in my readings, but it can mean that. And I have actually seen it before myself. I just very careful when things like that come to the mat. I always be careful, and I always say my my liability statement, because you don't want to be liable for something like that. And again, you know, luxurious abundance, and I will say it is okay to act upon your plans, like this card from Rally Valentine says. So it's giving you the resources for you to use them, for you to manifest. You can think that it's similar to the Magician in that matter, but I will say the Magician is a different meaning than this. They both have resources, but the Magician is also about how are you going to manage those resources, and that's a different story, and if you know how to use them. But in this case, you have the resources there, and the universe is giving you permission to use them and to manifest that into giving birth to what you are creating right now. Okay, so that is the Empress or the Goddess card, depending on the deck that you are using, for Tarot Tuesday for Rock City Pagans page in Facebook. And this is Leticia, your witch and dancer from Dancing Crowns, and you can find me in social media for Dancing Crowns Studio in Facebook and Instagram, or dancingcrownstudio.com on my website. Have a great day and a great week, and see you in the next time. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.